Excellent. Okay, so
Hi
are we recording?
everyone.
We are
It's just
recording
started
now, aren't we?
recording. Yeah. Hi
Excellent.
everyone. Good to see you
Morning,
all.
everybody. Hello, Aaron.
So we're here today. Tom's presenting about how to plan your creative in 2023. Really looking forward to this. There's loads of us on here today, so I think we're going to have a fantastic session. As always, Tom's presenting. You can ask questions. Anne and I are in the background, as always, so that'll be fine. We'll have downloads available, the handouts, and we'll be, you'll be able to get the catch-up video a bit later on. Usually it's about an hour and a half after the session. Just to give you a guide, but can't wait to get stuck into this one anyway. Tom, anything else to add? Or I think we could
not at all.
Maybe a couple
I think just a bit of an agenda kind of moving forward first. We'll just do a bit of a poll if that's all right. So creative and the creative content creation within your establishments, businesses, whatever it may be. We just want to know a bit more if that's all right. We'll do the poll.
I'll read it out then. Are you struggling with outputting your creative content? So options are no, I have it all covered. No, I'm doing it myself. I'm going to get some ideas today. Maybe I could probably do with some help. Yes, I don't know where to start. And yes, I definitely need Anicca. You are amazing. Yeah, we are. If I say so, myself.
And we've already got one.
Let's have a look. So some people are saying they've got it all covered. People are saying that they need some ideas from today. Probably about 56% are saying that at the moment. 11% are saying they need our help. So that's good to know. 12% say they don't even know where to start. Well, it's the new year. You're in the right place. And 35% are saying I could probably do with some help. So it's a bit of a broad mix today.
Yeah, that's good though. Nice broad mix, and hoping that regardless if you're doing it yourself, that's absolutely fine. We're here to share the love and the theory. As everything with creative, it's our opinion. It's our opinion within Anicca. Nothing right or wrong. Nobody's an expert when it comes to creative content. It's about playing and just applying best practices rather than saying that we know best or anything like that. But we've got the data to back up that we think that we're onto the right thing here.
It's always about your audiences, isn't it, as well? I always think with how they react and getting the best results and testing as well.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Marketing terms, but that's my marketing hat on. So I'm going to disappear anyway, but I'm in the background and there's quite a lot of the Anicca team here as well. So we'll all be supporting. So I'll catch you later.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Katie. So obviously any questions at any given point, guys, if you've got them, just put them in the chat. Unfortunately, I can't see them while I'm presenting. However, one of the team will be able to pick that up, I'm sure. But if not, we'll leave some time at the end for some Q&A regardless. So welcome. This is how to plan your creative in 2023. And thank you very much for attending today and using up your time to do so. So first thing that you'll see today actually is a minor launch of something that we've been working on, which is an update to our branding. We've kind of matured over the last 18 months while we've implemented our creative services, and so I hope that this kind of comes across. I absolutely love it, and I would say that because I was part of the creative team. So there we go. So if you got any questions regarding how we did this or anything like that, then please do again inquire. We're here to talk. So just a bit of an introduction. Obviously, I'm Tom. I'm head of creative and client strategy here. For those of you who don't know me, we've been utilizing creative services and pushing that along in Anicca for the last 18 months. I'm a proud father of 3 with my latest edition only 6 weeks old, so you can see him right there. Anything creative, very passionate about. So please, you do get in touch. We are here to help. So a little bit about Anicca, as I'm sure you all know already, but just in case anybody's new, we are now in our 16th year, which is absolutely fantastic. We're always growing, and we're at 46 plus clients now, and we're a full integrated digital marketing agency, and we're here to support your digital ambitions. We are absolutely passionate about everything digital and performance led. So anything that you need help with at all, we're not just a creative agency, very far from it. We are data at our hearts, science at our hearts, and we mix that science with our art, and that's what makes us different. Is that full integrated agency offering, mixed with a bit of proof and a bit of passion there as well. So any help whatsoever from PPC, SEO, any service that you could possibly think of within the digital realm, we are here to help. Our team is quite vast these days. We've got a fantastically senior team. Fantastically senior, is that even a word? Who knows? So kind of like our ambitions and our output, is a bit more refined in that we don't really apply any junior teams to that. We've all got an element of experience that we apply to our work and jobs. So you can see the structure here, and at any given point, please, as I say, I reiterate, do get in touch. And as I say, we come across loads of different services: analytics, creative, paid media, PR and content, SEO, social media, and of course, training. So anything that you need, we can actually train you on as well. And we're here to provide those outcomes of consultancy, strategy, lead gen, ecom, tech support, reporting, and client services. We are here to help at any given point. And you'll start seeing a lot more of our case studies. We've got some fantastic global clients we work with, as well as key local clients. So we can now start talking about the likes of our work and our ongoing work with Uber, which is obviously, as we know, a global outfit. Automation Anywhere, which is a NASDAQ 500 company, right through to the likes of Eon and Experian and the NHS as well. So these are year-on-year clients, retained clients that we're very proud to say kind of come back to our expertise and our approach. So we must be doing something right, eh? But anyway, that's enough about us. You've come here to look and think about planning your creative in 2023. So this is how to focus your attention, I suppose. It's a bit more, if you've ever seen my webinars in the past, they're a bit more kind of out there and a bit more creative, but this is a bit more strategic, a bit more data driven, I suppose, in terms of applying a bit of a theory of how you can best score your own homework. So regardless of what you're creating, regardless of your internal abilities, you can still do this same scoring process. Even with the output, if you've got a current agency, you can score their work as well with this kind of graph that we like to use. And with everything, we just take a step back first and kind of reiterate what do we actually mean by creative. And creative to us is a visual representation of your brand, service, and product. So it's everything. It's the face, so to speak. So it's what it is digitally, obviously, because we're a digital marketing agency, but obviously it does expand beyond that digital realm. It's shop signage, it's leaflets, pamphlets, whatever it may be, but we're specifically talking digitally here today. And you might be forgiven for thinking on the basics of it being about organic posts on social media, for example, also ads, paid for content on social media and Google, but also websites and emailers. Obviously, they're the given. They're the things that we all think about when we think about digital creative. However, on top of that, we've also got the actual social channel itself. We've got our ongoing design of landing pages and that user journey. We've got our presentations, like what you've seen from us today. You've got your internal comms, you've got your press releases, your case studies and affiliates and partnerships. Everything needs to be thought of when you're talking about creative. And it's called, or what we like to call, cumulative exposure. It's this ongoing tick marker against the look and feel. So the audience are seeing it and they're being reminded. You'll notice, for example, that if you are quite advanced with a shop data system, whatever it may be, and you're analyzing your own data, that you'll see quite low. A lot of people will be forgiven for thinking that social media has got a low conversion rate. Well, actually, when you remove social media, your Google conversions go down because it's about that consideration. So that cumulative exposure all the way through, you have to have everything ticked off and live at any given point to kind of get the best results. So social media is working. It's that consideration piece in the background that's boosting that later search and what have you. So it's about ecosystems. It's about thinking the user journey all the way through of, right, they've seen it on social. They will then go away and search it. They will then see it on a landing page. They'll see it on the website. They'll see it on an email, a follow-up, whatever it may be. So it's that always on approach of right, I need to think of every aspect. Great that you've got a fantastic looking social ad, but how does that website experience compare? Is it going to kind of boost drop off because it doesn't match what you've done on social, for example, and vice versa? So audience first, and this is the theory that comes in. Regardless of what you're doing within digital marketing, you are doing it for an audience, somebody that you wish to target, or a group of individuals that you wish to target. So fundamentally, we want to target these decision makers with digital content at all times. So we need that through all of their need states. Now, these need states essentially where they are in the funnel, the marketing funnel. So you might have, for example, a group of individuals. Let's use the, I don't know, a ladies' fashion brand, for example, that's aimed at gym goers for 20-somethings. So you've got this 20-something group of females that you really wish to target. Now, within that group, the same people that have the same impulses, you have got 3 key different need states. The first one being the group of girls that have no clue who you are. So they need to be introduced to your brand. The second group being the launch phase, or the girls that know who you are but are yet to be consumers or can yet to be customers. And then finally, you've got the optimized group, the people that have already bought from you and the people that wish to be targeted more. So even though they're the same on paper, the same group of girls, they are divided up into 3 different need states. And realistically, you wish to target them concurrently. Whereas before, the discovery, launch, and optimize phase was done traditionally and segmented, this is now done all at the same time. So that can be quite difficult when you're thinking about an audience. You've defined that audience and you wish to target all of them. And effectively, on top of that, you've got the time to absorb. So this becomes really complicated because not only if you might have this, let's use the discovery girls, first of all, that first need state, not only have you got this group of girls that have never heard of you and they need introducing to the brand, you've also got to determine and ask yourself, well, when will they have time to absorb this content? Are they going to see this on the go, i.e. when they're on their commute or on a lunch hour and just searching social? Or are they going to see this content maybe in the evening when they've got a bit more time to absorb it and they've got more captivating audience? So as you can imagine, there's a whole ecosystem of assets that are required for that same thing. You are there to push your product, this gym equipment, and you have to tick the boxes for everybody from quick on-the-go girls that have never heard of you right through to a captivated audience of current customers. So you've got this vast amount of kind of audience spectrum, so to speak, in different need states that you need to tick the box to with your creative. And so what we can do is score your creative on this scenario. And we do that with this graph. So you've got the phase of discovery, launch, and optimize. And you've also got the on the go to captivated viewing. So we need to score the content. Does this come across, for example, this image that we've got or this video that we've got? Is it easily absorbed? Is it for a product that is 20% off to current customers? Or is it about this is the gym stuff and this is our technology and this is the brand that we are? And is it like just a simple image? And so that becomes a discovery on the go. So we're able to score these different things. So to give you an example of that, I just wanted to show you exactly what we mean. So I've just gone on last night, social, picked some random stuff of brands that we all know. And I wanted to go through kind of the quiz with you of where this would be. So here's the first one. This is Adidas. This was their last post that they had on their main account on Instagram. So this is following the Argentina World Cup win. Impossible is nothing. It's a simple image. There's loads of Lionel Messis at the bottom holding the World Cup because obviously Argentina won, and that was the last trophy that Lionel Messi needed to complete his glittering career. Now, realistically, what is this asset? Where do we score this? Well, it's a simple image. You don't have time to absorb it. So it's dead easy to kind of grasp. It's impossible. It's nothing. Their strap line. Wow, it's it's got a bit of a Lionel Messi in there. I get it. It's on the go. I've kind of ticked it. I don't have to watch it. I don't have to digest any instructions. I don't have to understand what they're trying to do here. I just get it. So it's on the go and it's quick. Now, realistically, it's Adidas. Now, we know that that is a global brand, so their discovery is quite low normally. However, you could be forgiven for thinking, well, actually, the discovery of this post and the intention of this post is Argentina. They're not doing anything for nothing. And obviously, Argentina are Adidas shirt. And all of a sudden, we know that when somebody wins a World Cup, they get another star on their shirt. And so actually, there's a bit of a subtle sale here in terms of launch as well, because there is a new shirt on the horizon for them. And you start thinking about these things subliminally. So to score this particular asset, I would mark them here. High discovery, because you're just about to get into that launch of a new shirt, but it's very much on the go and digestible as well. Now, one thing that we can do is we want to fill this block when we're talking about a campaign with our creative. If you've got a new product you want to launch, if you've got a new service you wish to launch, or if you just want to make people open to your brand, whatever it may be, as much as this area you can fill, the better. And that's what kind of gives us that cumulative exposure with creative. Now, one thing that we can do is also give a ripple or a wave effect with this. So what I mean by that is, how far will that pass? Well, obviously, it will go into the optimized audience. It will sell some shirts, this will. So you have to have that like kind of tsunami effect, so to speak, of how far the ripples of this X will take it. And so it will take it quite far. And so we've actually filled, just with this one quick post, a very capable kind of area of that graph. It's nearly filled half, or it's filled more than half. And that's the type of power that a brand like Adidas has. They don't have to think too hard with a simple asset in order to achieve a large pop proportion of this creative kind of optimization, this need state area, to fill the cumulative exposure. Obviously, they haven't really triggered the captivated viewing. You're not going to sit down and digest this or take a story from it, which is why this area is all empty. Next, Amazon. So you can see here it's very different. It's a video. I haven't actually got the video here, but you can go on and see it afterwards. It's about kitchen must-haves under $30. It's very simple. It's very quick, mini and cordless. So here they're actually got it's nothing to do with the brand. It's to do nothing with Amazon. Sorry, it's only to do with the fact that you can buy them there. This is about kitchen must-haves. It's very precise. It's very specific to an audience, and so it becomes very much captivated viewing within the optimized area with a very low wave, because it's not doing much, because it's very specific. But it's big enough because it's a brand like Amazon. So there's nothing about discovery here. It's nothing about anything like that. It's about launch of a new kind of series of products and conversions within that Amazon. And you have to watch the video in order to engage. The likelihood of somebody on their lunch hour scrolling past that to watch this is very, very low. And so you're able to score it, within this instance. I hope this is making sense. So you're able to kind of mark that asset within that ecosystem, within that graph. The next one, and I don't know if you've got children yourselves between the ages of 8 and 15, but this drink is ridiculous. Is the best thing that I can describe it as. It's just a drink. It's vile. And some of these are selling for £100 a bottle. Some influencer called KSI has launched it, and it's mad. It's absolutely crazy. However, you got to admire the brand exposure. People, the two guys, Logan Paul, I believe, and KSI have launched this. They know social media like no one else, and so they've created this buzz around it. Now, yesterday they just launched a new flavor, which is strawberry watermelon. This is perfect. Everybody knows what Prime is at the moment within their audience. Everybody's waiting. It's the product itself. They couldn't have a more prominent brand and logo. There's no question who it is. It creates a big buzz. And so they're able to hit a massive, with just an on-the-go simple image, a massive wave, because it creates intrigue. It's an intrigue generator through and through. It's a brand new flavor, and I'm sure they will get very rich from that one post. So you're able to understand. Now, obviously, these are big brands, but it's a very simple task. You can do this with your own content. It doesn't matter. And obviously, you can print this off, whatever it may be, and you can mark your own assets. And the idea is you might have multiple crosses for a particular campaign. You might be launching a new product, and you kind of introduce it very quickly. You give an in-depth video, which will be over here, of how to use it. You might have an introduction to the brand of what you do down here, and so you start to fill up this thing with this ecosystem of multiple assets. And what we mean by assets is an image, a video, whatever it may be. If you fill that up, you're on to an absolute winner, and that is really kind of the strategy of today. Now, that's all great, but in terms of how you design and how you create is the next part. So there's the strategy you've just seen and the theory, but this is more how you do display that and how you get them hitting home. And this is very similar to previous webinars that I've kind of done. The theory and the science is still the same, but hopefully this is a bit more fitting. You take some more advice from this as we go through. So there's some examples in here as well. So what is visual representation? Well, it's more than just your logo, as I'm sure you do know. So it's everything to do visually with your brand. It's what typefaces you use. For example, you could use the Coca-Cola typeface, something written in that typeface. You automatically know that's Coke. It doesn't need their logo, for example. Color palette, Cadbury's purple. You know who that is just from the color. Imagery that you use, tone of voice of how you talk about your product. Is it resonating with the audience? Are you selling things to white van men, but you're being really corporate? Well, that's not really fitting in with the audience. The company culture, is that coming across in your assets and your visual representation, your different products and your services? Do your staff play a big part in your visual representation of the culture that you kind of get across? And then finally, your audience as well. Are you talking the language of them? And are you being relevant? So it's all about marking these things as well as you go. So not only using that graph where I said to mark off the relevance, but also, have you got these things prominent? Are they owned enough to you? Because actually the last thing that you wish to be doing is giving consideration to your competitors if you aren't wrapping this up. Because if you're not well represented on your own brand, on your own asset, you will automatically go to somebody else in your mind. You have 0.25 seconds to hit a message into the mind of a user or a consumer that are seeing it. They scroll so quickly. You've got split-second decisions. We're fantastic data miners. We're all doing this. We're searching through Instagram, whatever it may be. Now, if you've got a picture, for example, you'll see in a moment of a burger, but you haven't put your McDonald's logo over it, you might automatically assume, oh, I could murder a Burger King, actually. I might go there for lunch. And so you've given consideration to your competition because you haven't put your branding on it. You haven't owned your own content. And I'll show you a few examples of this in a moment, of people that do it fantastically, but people that do it that have done it quite badly, actually, at the same time. So you'll see that kind of scale of why that's important. You really need to own your own asset, essentially. Now, to get it right first time, we have, and you might have seen these before, we have 6 key areas to kind of to push your own consideration to get your asset right. And these 6 key areas are really realistically kind of your branding. It's showcasing that up front. It's your visual representation. Your branding isn't just your logo, like I've said. It's also your typefaces, your colors, your imagery. So it's always owning your own content and your style. Then it's timing. So where will this asset be seen? What time of day will your audience be engaging? Again, that on the go versus captivated viewing. Is it hitting the marks? Sound. We're in a video first kind of I suppose culture at the moment. All of the platforms are going video first. Instagram, that was the image platform, is now video first as a platform. So when you are creating video, it's making sure that it's coherent. But even now, even though they're all video first, still 85% of videos online are viewed without sound. And so we need to have the relevant subtitles, captions. We need to make sense of a video without that sound on. So if you are doing video, you need to design for it as if there's no sound, but then elevate with sound. So if somebody takes that point to turn the sound on or engage with that content, they will have an elevated experience. The format, so make sure it's fit for purpose, designed for the platform and suit the native best practices. Time and time again, still we see people, they've got a print leaflet and they go, "Oh, put that on social." It doesn't fit within the social realm. The text's too small or whatever it may be. I think I've said this time and time again, lots of times on all my webinars, but on a mobile screen, it's about taking up as much of that screen as possible to avoid temptation of seeing an asset above or below, which means a landscape asset, which you can see my eyes now, only gives me so much. Whereas actually, if you complete a bigger picture, i.e. taking up a square or even bigger a portrait, it takes up more of that space. You are elevated into more of the asset. And you see more essentially, and so it's just about avoiding temptation to see anything beneath or above. Attention, keep that right balance, re-engage the audience. If it's long, keep them engaged with movement and color, so cut from scene to scene. Don't just have a head to face video like I'm talking to you now. People will switch off, they get bored. And then finally, explore. Don't churn out the same thing. Don't be monotonous. Don't be like people get desensitized. Reinvent yourself. Have fun. Bring in the personality of your business. Push the boundaries of the creative platforms. We are all rookies. Remember that. We are all experimenting. You think, "Oh, I can't do something like that." It's because they've just tried. That's all. They've tried something differently. The big boys get it wrong still, with huge marketing budgets, because they're trying different things. It's fine to get things wrong. So just push yourself out there. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so how do you stand out? And here, there's some good and bad examples of what we see. And these are just taken from organic social. So what we mean by that is just day-to-day posting. These, because I understand that people don't have a budget for ads or whatever it may be. This is just, organic posts. Organic posts are probably just as important as ads. It represents your business. Ads trigger follows and whatever it may be. You want people to engage constantly. So organic gives you ideas. It gives you ideas of what would stand out as an ad. How would we go about it? It's really, really important, that day-to-day posting. So to start with, great examples of that is, surprise, surprise, Disney. Now, I know none of us have the budgets of a launch of a new film, but it's fantastic this how they go about when they release a new film. So Disenchanted came out in November. It is a follow-on, a sequel from an old Disney film. What's brilliant is this asset is framed. It's got a relevant image. It's got a call to action saying it's now streaming. The brand is present, Disney Plus, and the product is present, Disenchanted. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's nothing special. Well, exactly. It's tick the boxes. It doesn't have to be anything special. But when we think about cumulative exposure, which I've said before, of how on every single platform it might be something different, how on the go, this is an on the go asset. Obviously, it ticks the boxes versus that captivated viewing. They've got the mix absolutely spot on, because you can see over all of their channels, you've got this obviously in Instagram, you've got over here in TikTok, which is this one, you've got lots of different trailers on YouTube, you've got organic posts about interactivity, commuter mood, when you want to see that last roast potato left at Christmas. It's bringing attitude. It's absolutely brilliant as an example of cumulative exposure. Of course it is. It's Disney. I mean, crikey, if they can't do it, who can? But it's not that difficult to understand. Well, it's not just about one asset, one post. It's about posts throughout a period of the longevity of the product. So Disenchanted's probably got 2 weeks to kind of like really hit that released viewing figure on an ongoing basis. And so all of these assets were posted over that 2-week period to re-engage, to give that little bit more. You might have seen this now streaming, then we'll retarget you with this kind of story, so to speak, and video, and then you might kind of see these retargeted posts here. Now, right through to the film poster, it's about bringing that whole experience again and again and again, no matter where you go. On the website, the banners, for example, on the actual platform itself, when you go, it's about this consistent look and feel. Look, it's the same frame, it's the same typeface. There's no question this is all the same product. So a fantastic example. FedEx, from right from that really great fun thing to something quite boring, so to speak, but they do a brilliant job. Diagonal shapes to stand out. Now, that's diagonal shape, this cut through is done on purpose. We experience social media up, down, left, right. Diagonal shapes when you're scrolling through cuts you and makes you focus. There's no question it's FedEx. The brand's right there, but it's actually incorporated into the image. On-brand typography with the right typeface colors, clean and white space, relevant, believable images, not related, and it all feels very well designed and owned by FedEx. It's a simple example, but it's a great example. Next, good, not great. Diagonal shapes to stand out, like I've said before. It's on-brand typography and it's lovely product image. But is it 100% clear it's Burger King? I know it is because I'm a creative, but does all of the audience know that that is Burger King just purely based on that typeface? Potentially not. There's no logo, there's no branding on here. And actually, the typography here is tiny as well. They're in danger of people thinking about burgers, not burgers at Burger King. Okay, remember it's 0.25 seconds. It's good, it looks nice, but it hasn't quite completed the check test. Was this even designed for social? It looks actually like a poster in the window of a Burger King that's then gone, right, I'll put that on social as well. So that text is not big enough. So there's two things it's fallen down on here. One, the actual logo, the branding itself. And two, I don't think this was designed for social. So it's good because it's nice, but it's not great. So you start seeing these kind of like cardinal sins where you mark the visual representations. Now, this is a bad example. This is a video from Volkswagen. Very, it's their latest one, for example. What is it? What's it trying to tell me? I know potentially it's Volkswagen, but only because I've seen it and I've searched for their channel. Like, is it clear that this is a Volkswagen car? I challenge anyone to read that text on that asset. What is this? Has it even been designed? It's literally a copy and paste of all of the fuel consumption aspects, but it's nothing to do with fuel consumption. So what is the deal with that text? It's not explaining what's going on. I haven't added the soundtrack, but it's just a stock music track in the background. Who's this for? This is Volkswagen. They're a huge outfit. And what on earth are they doing posting something like this? This is what I mean. The big boys get it wrong. Now, I wouldn't say that this was a right way of getting it wrong, where they've tested something and seeing if it'd stick, because I don't see what they'll learn from this. So are they advertising a car, a service? Even after reading the post copy, I still don't understand what this post is for. But actually, there's some cost here because they've created that asset. So who knows? That's a bad example. Another bad example. Who even is this? Now, you might have seen, don't cheat, because you might have seen my stuff before about who is the brand. So by all means, take a guess on the chat. I'm not going to mark it because I can't see it. Who do you think this even is? This is a post that was posted 2 days ago from a reputable UK brand that we all know. Who even is this? Are they selling sinks? Are they selling work surfaces? Are they selling tiles? Are they selling taps? Who knows? Does the product give us a clue? Is the photography even good? Or is it just somebody on their phone? This is on a high following social media account in the UK of a big brand. Who is it? What are they selling? Have a guess. Could it be B&Q? I don't know. Could it be Victoria Plum? Could it be Wix? No, it's actually, yet again, you might have seen it before, Screwfix. Who'd have known? So you've automatically given consideration to Wix, Victoria Plum, B&Q, whoever you associate with new sinks and taps. Certainly not Screwfix. They haven't owned their own asset. They've literally posted something, taken their time to post something that will give their competitors sales. And that's as simple as that. They will give their competitors sales from that post. And so how would we benefit or better that post? Sorry. How would we design that post to give it a bit more? Well, first of all, we need to understand what that post was about. And it's about a tap. So let's, it's a bad image anyway. So let's crop that image a little bit, add in a bit of brand color, add the actual branding. And I've pushed the brand down to a one color, a flat color, just to allow it to be a bit more respectable, because it looks like a posh tap. I've added some branded color stripes to frame it a little bit underneath. I've actually put the product name in. It's an Ettle 3-in-1 instant hot water tap. What? An instant hot water tap? That means it's pretty special compared to a standard tap, surely. I also put in the fact that when you Google that product, it's a massive 5-star trade rated item. It's brilliant. And also that instant hot water, that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? Like, you don't need a kettle. Like, that is literally out the kettle hot water in an instant. And so making something of it, instant heat. Now, I wouldn't do this for every brand, but it's Screwfix. They're tongue in cheek. They're a bit fun. They're, white van men that absolutely love a bit of banter. And so you can get away with things like instant heat and adding that fire. This isn't just any tap. It's an instant boiling water tap. Give it some personality. How on earth were they expecting to achieve anything from that on the left? Whereas actually, we've branded it up, we've given it some visual representation, and we've eliminated consideration to any of their competitors. So all of a sudden, we've got a great product launch post with hardly any work there whatsoever to add it a bit of personality. So it's about understanding, actually, even the big lads are getting it wrong here. What can I do? And it's quite fun in that respect of going, right, market. It's not just blind design. It's not just thinking, right, how can I best put something here? It's marking it on that structure of, is it on the go? Is it captivated viewing? And have I got the right visual representation in this asset? So I'm not giving consideration to any of my competitors at any given point. So that's taken us pretty much to the end of this webinar. So to wrap it up, for 2023, I want you to really focus on using this graph. And that is how we are planning this year. It's this captivated viewing versus on the go. And it's this discovery launch optimized need state. And so what do you wish to achieve? Is it brand? Is it product? Is it conversion? And how big are the ripples that are taking that asset through? Like how well are they doing? Is it very specific and niche, and so the ripple's really low, or is it quite broad and brand related and fun? So start scoring it. Start filling up that box with those tidal ripples and those crosses. And remember, when you are creating, get these 6 rules across: branding, timing, sound, format, attention, and remember to have fun. So that's us. If there's any questions at any given point, please email Thom@Anicca.co.uk or anybody else. Next week, and obviously we'll go through some questions in a moment if you've got any. Next week we've got Matt, a senior strategist, doing something fantastic. He hasn't given us the title. It's that good.
Yeah, I think he's between 2 concepts. That's why. So yeah,
that's right. Yeah. He's got 2 in the making, so he doesn't know.
He looks very happy on that picture, doesn't he?
Well, I've stitched him up. It's not actually his hand there, but
well,
we've got
who
it.
knows?
But,
who knows?
absolutely.
Really enjoyed that, Thom.
No, thank you. Yeah, it was really cool. So if there's
about...
any questions, I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
If any of you have chance, it'd be really, really good if you can leave us a review about today. Anne says there's a question about B2B, by the way, as well. Just trying to. I did see someone asking about B2B examples. I'm just trying to go back.
Oh, I see. Yeah, may I please ask you'll be giving it? I haven't given any B2B examples. I do apologise. It's the same rules that apply. The reason why I've shown B2C is because they're the most obvious. We've got a wide range of people that attend these webinars, so it's very much a case of just making it obvious at the start. But if you want to have a chat, I'll take you through some B2B examples on a privately, by all means. But obviously, I haven't also. Anne says I'm going to explain the Anicca rebranding. I haven't either. So, in terms
maybe
of our
webinar, though, Tommy,
you
could do one around
webinar.
B2B and also agency specific, maybe.
Yeah,
exactly. Thom loves a webinar. He's very good.
I do. Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else. I think it's very quiet today, but I think you've been so captivating. You know, I still can't get over the Screwfix examples every time because
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. Because
you
can just imagine their results. Yeah. I got Yorkshire Buds, so it's all about spending money.
No, that's right. Yeah, stand out. But yeah, it's really exciting. So anything like that, you know, actually start like marking other people's work. It's really fun. It's, you know, you're able to kind of really get across. Well, I would have done it. I wouldn't have done it like that. And it's not a big task. And people ask as well, like, well, that's because I don't want every asset to be branded up like that. Well, in the politest possible way, nobody cares about you. Like on social, you have to brand everything up. People aren't just like following your journey. They're not going on there to kind of look for you. They're going on there to be engaged by you. So engage them.
There's so much noise, isn't there, in life? Yeah, you know, I remember exactly. One campaign I ran, and it turned out for the average person there was like 18 touch points for that campaign. And the Disney example really resonated with me because you could see like how they would like you know, producing the story across different, you know, paradigms. I really love that example, to be honest. But yeah, it's about being seen, but to the audiences for you who are going to convert and then trying to sell, you know,
without a doubt, yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Anne, you're asking about our own rebranding. I'll do another webinar about our own rebranding. It was, I mean, essentially, obviously spawned from the fact that we wish to kind of approach a different or a more broad audience. And kind of like align with certain brands within our audience. So it's really cool, the science behind that. We've got one question.
Yeah, I've just seen that one. Where's it gone?
How important are videos and reels in today's society? Jess, really important. It's video first. Everything is engaged, especially with the legacy audience, which what I mean by legacy audience is tomorrow's audience, the people that are coming through. They have been raised, and they are native to video, as you know, with Snapchat and TikTok alike. They're really coming through. So actually, video and reels, it is, you know, the most important part of the assets. But with that, we totally appreciate it's probably the most expensive to create. However, believable, relatable video content, i.e., candid content or from the hip, so to speak, is just as good. So realistic tours, realistic product reviews, and this is where we talk about affiliate marketing as well, and influencer marketing of making relationships now, getting people who could promote your brand on your behalf and do those type of things for them as well. So in terms of video creation, it's really, really important. It's the same rules. Have that branding. Don't give consideration to anybody else. Make sure the start of that video gives a message. It's almost like telling the punchline first. You need to get that across straight away. What's this for? You can't afford to kind of tell a story because people will move on. So it's almost like tell the punchline and then go into like plotting out that story beyond that. So it's about, this is what you're going to see in this video, and this is what you're going to achieve, and this is the product that we're showing, and then show kind of like what the important aspects and the features of that product are. So again, you know, it's about
a question about, you know, ads and how to use them at the same time, and what's the best, you know, best methodology. I'd say about that, sometimes using certain ads and the way you remarket, you can do them in a really good cost-effective way and do them cheaper. So, you know, a lot of it's like how, you know, who are you trying to target, and what's the return on investment, and what conversions do you need? So I know like some campaigns I used to run, which were like really, really big ones. There was like 10 channels and 10 places. So whether it was like on the London Underground and motorways, and then all online to support as well. And then there was like SMS to back it up for various things as a call to action. So I think, you know, it really depends on your situation. It's hard to kind of be really generic, but I know for us, for a lot of things that we do, you know, we find the Facebook ads are, say, in B2B environment, work out cheaper, and we can, you know, capture the information and then harvest it in a different format as well. So it's all about your onward journeys and what you're trying to achieve. I don't know if that's helping. Anne's very good at this topic.
Yeah,
so probably,
yeah. And we've got another question actually. What, like from Claire Gormley? What if you're a new business? How do you get started? Where should you be building your creative outputs? And that boils back to the start there of know your audience. Where are they? You know, what is it that you're doing? Kind of, you need an audience review. You know, if you're speaking, as I said earlier, to female gym goers that are in their 20s, well, realistically, Facebook isn't that platform.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I was just thinking something like that. It is all about the audience, and I've worked in roles before where it's all about extension strategies as well. So we, you know, places where it's suddenly like, oh, actually, we need to go after the family audiences because we can't just rely on this older population, and we need to reach, you know, the mother in the family, and how are we going to do that? And it was all persona work and building out their kind of preferences and to reach them in different ways. So whether, you know, PR, you know, via the creative, is messaging, tone of voice, you name it, and you go after these people. So
yes,
I don't know if
absolutely. Right, well, I don't think if there's any more. I mean, if there's any more and I've missed them, please
keep asking about training. Yes. Training. We should be getting some more funding for the boot camps. And I'm sure I'll just put that on and bear with quickly, just so you've got the information. But for the boot camps, we should get that again for New Anglia, and also, you know, the kind of East Midlands region, including Rutland as well. So that's like Leicestershire, Lincolnshire, Derby, at all. And that'll come out. It'll be from, I think it's like March, end of March, early April onwards. So we'll be releasing all the information, but that's an amazing course. Yeah. Anton will be recruiting in March. So I'll leave my email address, because if you want to go on the waiting list, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, I've worked in the industry like 20 years, and this kind of course, it takes you to level 5. You can do your DMI exam. It introduces all the, you know, different modules and everything you need to know about digital marketing. It's quite intensive. We introduce you to, you know, what it's going to be like, and it's every Wednesday for 12 weeks, but it's a really good course, and it's done by the agency professionals. So they're at the cutting edge, aren't they? So it's better than, say, I don't know, someone who's been out the industry for a few years. So it's really, really good. Fantastic course. Hope that helps.
Yeah.
And we do bespoke training as well. So yeah, absolutely. I think that's it for today.
Well, it is, yeah. And there was one final question from Anetta. It says, what's the best brand, or is it the sweet spot? For me, it's always personal, but for me, it's Adidas, actually, with football. They are brilliant at localizing their content. So if you ever see their content for Adidas, for Arsenal, for example, they get a real gritty London feel to all of their...
My boys live in Adidas, I have to say.
But brilliant. Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant, their content.
They do. They are very switched on. Well, thanks for today. Can't thank you enough. And if you guys do get a chance to leave a review, really appreciate it.
Yes, please. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So we'll be seeing you next week, but it'll be Matt leading on probably a strategic, consultative kind of topic.
Definitely, yeah. And can I just say as well, if you do leave a review, every review I get that's positive, I'm allowed out my office for 2 minutes each review. So if you could leave us one, that'd be
surely
perfect.
Like I thought your office was, I don't know, somewhere like Nepal or
no, I'm locked in. It's an automatic lock. So if you could leave a review, because I'm really thirsty, I haven't drank.
Oh, you've got a Google review. Susan,
thank you. Oh, perfect.
That's really good. The Google ones, guys, are really good actually, especially for like local SEO, and I really appreciate it. And Eleanor, you all started talking again. Right, so let me put this link in. That's just to all the webinars that we've done. So Eleanor was saying she wants to catch up on previous webinars. There's absolutely loads in there, and use the search facility. Okay.
Thank you very much, guys.
Then.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye. Take care.